Hello friends, welcome to my YouTube channel C Space. Today we are diving into the fascinating world of data serialization and performance optimization. In this video, we will learn how to fetch data from database using protocol buffers, means Protobuf in ASP.NET Core project. Stick around because by the end of this video, you will have a solid region understanding of how to harness the power of Protobuf to boost the efficiency of your application. So here is a quick overview how we will covering in this tutorial. So first of all, understanding the power of protocol buffers, setting up our ASP.NET Core project, defining a protobuf schema for our data, fetching the data from database and serialize it with protobuf, and then implementing a gRPC service to serve our serialized data, and then testing our application with gRPC client. So why we use Protobuf? So first let's talk about why Protobuf is a game changer. Protocol buffer is a language agnostic data serialization format developed by Google. It academically used, efficient in terms of both space and time, making it ideal for scenarios where data needs to be transferred or stored in a compact yet extensible format. So let's start. Open my Visual Studio, and first of all, you need to create one sample project for ASP.NET Core Web API. So I am choosing this Web API template for this. So going to next, I am choosing application path, and like I'm naming this as a test gRPC, and then create. I am using here a controller, and this currently is a .NET 7.0, and then click on create. This will create a sample project for ASP.NET Core Web API. So my test project is created here, and now I'm adding one more project for Protobuf. So I'm adding one more project for gRPC. So this is the ASP.NET Core gRPC service, and click on next, and like project name this as a gRPC service, and then click on next button, and then create. Now this will add a gRPC project for this. Now I'm here. I'm using one sample database for fetching the data from that table, and then showing that data in this API in Swagger. So first of all, here this is my sample table. Like here we fetching the data from this employee table, and here I already create one procedure for this. So this is the store procedure that I am using. This is SP help text SP employee get, and then fetching the text of this. Like here I am passing ID, and then we paste the employee detail on the behalf of this ID. So first of all, we create a one database access layer for fetching the record from this table, and this is the gRPC sample project, and this contains some sample proto, like this is the grid dot proto that is saying you passing your name, and this say the hello. So this is the greeter service. So you just passing the details into this request, and this returning name with hello, and this contain this gRPC.ASP.NET Core tool. So this is used to create a classes for this proto. So for here, first of all, I'm adding one more folder here for adding a database access layer. So it's data, and then I already created a employee repository for saving our time. So I am creating this repo, this class. I'm adding this employee repository. Then click on add. Now we copy this. I'm adding a package for this SQL connection. Now this package is added. This is the connection string for my local database, and this procedure employee get, where we pass the employee ID from here, and this will return this employee ID, email, and designation to this employee class, and return this as a list, and this is the employee class and their attributes. Now I am adding one more proto for employee. So I am adding this. So it's add like a new item. It's like employee dot proto. Then click to add. This will add a one proto file here. So first of all, we're writing a syntax, like its syntax is like a proto version. So syntax, and here I am using a proto 3, and then syntax, and then option C# namespace, C# namespace, in which we want to create a file. So our namespace name is gRPC service. And then it's a package like our proto name is employee, and then I'm creating a message like for request. So it's a message like employee request. And then here I am requesting as employee ID. So it's int 32, and here is the order number. Here we provide the order number for this, and then I am adding another employee response message for response. It's employee response, and then what attributes it's written. So we write it here, like it's email, and then string, it's the employee name, and then string designation, it's designation. And now if you want to return multiple employee details, so we can use as a repeated list. So it's a message employee list response, and then we use for list we use repeated, and then employee response, and then we write the variable name for this employees, and then provide a order number for this. So it's employee response. This need to be employee response, because this returning list of this message. And now we create a service for this, by which by which they getting like they're taking a request and providing the response for that request. So it's employee details, like I'm naming this as employee details, and then it's RPC get employee. Then this taking as employee request, and then returns employee list response. Now in next step, we change the property for this. This is the important step by which this will create classes for this. So here we choose the build action. Build action is a Protobuf compiler. So we choose this, and this gRPC step classes. Here I am choosing this server only. So now you can check the properties. This is server only, and this Protobuf compiler, and then it's okay. Now you can rebuild this application. This will create a classes for all the proto. So you can check in the folder here. So I think this wants some here on the semicolon. So again, build this application. Now rebuild all succeeded. So you can check your generated file here, like so you can check it here. It's in debug.net 7 protos, and this will create employee classes, means classes for this. So it's employee.cs, and this for gRPC. So now to serve our serialized data, we will create a gRPC service. We define the service contract in a proto file. So this is the service contract, and now implement service method in our ASP.NET Core application. So now I am adding one more service for this employee. I am adding this employee service, and then click on add. So now we inherit the employee details that is generated. It's employee details dot employee details space for fetching their property, like we overriding their abstract classes, abstraction methods. So I am calling this employee repository first for fetching the data. So it's employee repository. It's using namespace for this. It's employee repo, and then we override the method that we created in service. So override get employee. So it's showing suggestion for this. So now it's showing get employee, and this contain a parameter as a employee request, and this server callback is context for server side call. Now we change this code, like where employee is equal to employee repo employee repo dot get employees, and then this container request dot id is this taking id from this request, and then it's where employee response equal to this container list. So it's new list employee response and then we for each into this data that we fetch from this database. So employee responses dot add, and then it's new employee response, and then it's we find the properties here like email, and then emp name employee dot emp name, and then set designation now where employee list response employee list response equal to new employee list response employee list response, and then we bind this their properties from this employee response, and then we return this response. Now we go to our API project. In here I am adding one more controller because this is the default weather controller that is added while we choosing API template. So I am adding one more controller. It's empty, and this as empty, and here we provide a name like I'm this choosing as a name employee controller.cs, and click on add, and here I'm adding a method for this. It's public employee list response. So I'm adding a namespace for this. It represents to gRPC. Then now it's get employee list, and this taking variable taking a parameter employee ID, and this is as a get API, and here we provide a name for this, like I'm choosing here same name, and then it's employee request because it's taking parameter as a employee request classes, and then employee request dot id is equal to id, and then we return employee service dot get employee service. So need to also call this employee service classes equal to employee service, and then we fetch this get employee. This taking a request. So get employee, this employee request, and this server context here we passing as no, and then this is the task method. So I'm adding result also here. Now that's completed the code. Now times to put our work to test, and we will create here a gRPC client to interact with our service and retrieve the serialized data and prepare to be amazed to how fast and efficient the whole process is. So let's start it. I am debugging this application. Now by default this swagger will be called here, and this try it out. Now we get some employee code here. So I am run this. So I'm this taking this employee ID and then click on execute, and this will return the employee in email, employee name and designations, and similarly you can choose another employee ID, and then again this will provide details here. So you can see how fast the process is. So that's it. So we have successfully fetched the data from database and serialized it with using protocol buffers and created a gRPC service to serve it in our ASP.NET Core project. I hope you enjoy this journey into the world of data optimization in this tutorial. If this tutorial was very helpful, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and share it with your developer friends. And remember, don't forget to subscribe my YouTube channel. Case means you don't miss out on more coding gems like this one. So thank you for tuning in, and until next time, keep coding and keep optimizing. So thanks for watching. We will meet in next video session.